Imagine walking through your local park and bumping into a creature the size of a school bus, or a sloth as tall as a house. Just over 10,000 years ago, this wasn't science fiction. Planet Earth was home to giants, magnificent large animals known as megafauna. From woolly mammoths in Siberia to giant wombats in Australia, these massive species dominated almost every continent. Yet, in a relatively short window of geological time, most of them vanished completely. Why did so many giant animals go extinct? For decades, scientists have debated this mystery, pointing fingers at two major suspects: dramatic shifts in global climate and the rapid spread of a clever, tool-using predator, humans. To understand what happened, we have to look back at the end of the last ice age, around 12,000 years ago. The planet was warming up rapidly. Glaciers that had covered vast regions of North America and Europe began to melt and retreat. This climate shift completely transformed the environment. Vast, cold grasslands known as the Mammoth steppe turned into dense forests and wet tundras. For giant herbivores adapted to eating specific grassland vegetation, their food supply practically disappeared overnight. As the plants changed, the animals struggled to adapt, but climate change had happened before. Over the previous couple of million years, the Earth had cycled through dozens of ice ages and warm periods. Why did the megafauna survive all those earlier shifts only to die out during this specific warming event? This brings us to our second major suspect, the arrival of modern humans. As the climate was changing, Homo sapiens were expanding across the globe, entering environments where large animals had never encountered human hunters before. Unlike native predators like saber-toothed cats, humans hunted in organized groups, used projectile weapons, and possessed advanced language. To a mammoth or a giant marsupial, a group of humans was an entirely new and deadly threat. These animals had evolved slow reproductive cycles, often carrying a single offspring for over a year. Because they reproduced so slowly, losing even a small percentage of adults each year to hunting could trigger a population collapse from which a species could never recover. Some scientists argue that humans drove the extinction directly through overhunting, a theory known as the overkill hypothesis. They point out that in places like Australia and the Americas, the sudden disappearance of giant animals matches up closely with the archaeological evidence of first human arrival. However, other researchers argue that hunting alone wasn't enough to wipe out entire species across whole continents. Instead, they suggest a combination of both pressures. The shifting climate likely fragmented animal populations, crowding them into smaller pockets of remaining habitat. Once these giant species were stressed and isolated, human hunting pressure and competition for resources delivered the final, fatal blow. Today, the debate continues, but the loss of these giants left a permanent mark on our ecosystems. Large animals play a crucial role in engineering their environments, from dispersing large seeds to cycling nutrients across vast distances through their waste. When they disappeared, the landscapes changed forever. By studying why the prehistoric giants vanished, we gain critical insights into how modern climate change and human activity threaten the large animals alive today, helping us protect the giants we have left.